Pomegranate trees are fruiting trees that thrive in zones 8 to 11. They usually grow quite large. This is our tree in our backyard. I've already been harvesting the fruit, so you aren't getting a true picture of how much fruit these trees actually do produce. We usually get buckets and buckets of the fruit, and it makes amazing fruit to eat alone by itself, or you can juice them, which is what we do. You can also use that juice to make jelly. And propagating this tree is actually pretty easy. You just want to get some cuttings. I usually take them right around fruiting season because that's when the weather starts cooling down. That's generally around Halloween, end of October. Get some cuttings that are about the width of a pencil. Take a sharp, clean knife and scrape off about the bottom 2 inches of the bark. I'm not real specific about how deep I scrape off. It doesn't seem to matter. I'm also not real choosy about getting off every little bit of the bark. It doesn't seem to deter the rooting at all. It just seems to be pretty easy as far as however much bark you get off is good enough. So you can see I've done this one, and then I'm going to put it back in water. And now I've grabbed my rooting hormone. Now usually you'll want to dump some rooting hormone into a little bowl and use it there. You don't really want to do what I'm doing here by putting it straight into the container and using a paintbrush. However, I do it this way because I don't really care to take the extra step to dump it into a bowl. So anyway, I put the part that I just scraped into the little rooting hormone. I've dug a little hole into some high quality soil. I'm going to place it in there and then just, fill it in with the soil. With soil, I am a little choosy. I use topsoil from our local, it's a topsoil compost mix from our local landscaping company, often mixed with Happy Frog bagged soil. I don't just use any bagged soil from any big box store because I found a lot of them. The pH is off, the quality is very low, and they'll kill your plant. So if I'm going to use bagged soil, I usually use Happy Frog or Ocean Forest. You can generally find those at high quality nurseries. So that is my best tip, is get the best soil that you can find, which is usually Happy Frog or, like I said, topsoil from your local landscaping company. Once I've got them in the pots, I just leave them outside all winter, and by spring there's usually quite a lot of roots, usually filling the whole pot. Here I've removed the seeds from the fruit. We don't juice it with the pith because the pith can lead to bitter juice. We've tried that before. It is a little time consuming to take all the seeds out of the fruit, but it's well worth it to get this delicious juice. So I run it through our juicer, which is a masticating juicer. It does a great job of really extracting all the juice and just leaving the dry pulp. Here's our finished product of our juice. This is approximately 4 pomegranates worth of juice. It was a little bit of work, but not that much. Once you get the seeds out of the fruit, it's pretty quick to juice. So it has a lot of health benefits, antioxidants, anti-inflammatory juice, really good for you. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.